Okay, so it's like 3:33. It was weird again. The thing is supposed to be 10 hours, and I had to wake up one time and give Stella medicine or something. And then I don't know if I had to do something on the thing, and I don't know. But anyways, I went back to sleep, and then it woke me up, and it went off. It had gone the whole 10 hours. How in the hell did it do the whole 10 hours? Because then we were in bed even longer. So it started another one, and this bright light came on because it went on to one that, because it wasn't a black screen one. And so I went out of that one, and it's just like 3:30 now. So that was like, I don't know, around midnight or something. It was like 10 or something when I got up to give her medicine. It's just weird. And then I went off of that one, and I had to go back in and start the other one all back over. It had already gone through the whole 10 hours. I did it yesterday too. I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. Like, I've got weird shit going on around here, no doubt about it. Jack obviously can see a lot of stuff. Stella will stop and look around, but Jack is another level. Like, he's kind of spooky. And he really spooked last night. You know, we're doing our thing. She does her stuff, you know, like she has her routine that she does at night, and I have my routine. We're just going about our business. Jack's going between, and her door is open, so he goes running down there, and she's sitting on her bed, I guess, and he looks in there, and he's just sitting there staring and staring, and then he takes off. And so she comes out and she goes, he was just sitting there staring in the corner. He wouldn't look away from the corner. And he looked up. And I said, he does that out here all the time. It's so freaky. He's always, and he was doing that about that bedroom. I had to shut that door. And so then I kept doing my thing, and she kept doing hers, but we were paying close attention. And he kept going down there and looking in. And then one of the times he took off running. He was so scared. And I was like, so I snuck out of the bathroom and snuck around the corner of that bedroom, and I went in real quick, trying to scare whatever's in there. I don't know. But we had to do sage and stuff. And I said, just remember, feel the energy of it to tell you. Don't just automatically assume because the spirit's around that it's going to get you. Remember, they are invisible. They don't have they don't have the same abilities as we do. And, but they can make you feel a certain way. Because that's what, you know, the one that was at my house, any ones that I've ever been around, you can sense. It's like you'll just feel like a sense of like doom or regret. It's like powerful emotion that you'll feel, and it's always super negative. It's like they're like what I say about the dark energy, how it's like, it's an emotion that's just that emotion. It is like whatever a ghost, you know, when it passes and it didn't complete its stuff, it can get caught up in that dread. And so when you go around them, or when they come around you, you can feel that. That's what you can feel. A lot of spirit, like, you have them all around you all the time. You don't feel them. You don't think anything. They just, you know, we're passing by each other all the time. And then plus, I know that my house is there's some sort of weakness here, a portal of some sort that is like, but I'm right by the forest. And that time I did the mushrooms, you know, I looked out the window, and I was really expecting, you know, a real little, like, tiny thing. That is not what I got. I was expecting, you know, to sit and watch a funny movie and just sit and laugh at the movie. And what I got out of this, I had no idea. I mean, the guy said, make a tea out of it. I just thank the fucking gods that I found out don't drink that whole fucking cup of tea. You've got like 900,000 times more potent. And it's really weird, is that how many people have come here and wanted, because this, you know, this guy's a nonstop supply, who wanted to do it, because I've had intense, like, I don't know, me and mushrooms got a thing. I drink them in the morning, because, like I can feel them when they're in my body. And I've had so many intense, and I never had done them when I was a kid. Like everybody, when I was a kid, I just smoked weed sometimes, but I didn't really like it. I ate it a few times. That's when I came out of my body. And, but I wasn't like a big, I mean, in the 70s, everybody smoked weed, it seemed like we sat out on the smoking porch at school. You know, we were just a certain group of people. And out of that group of people, I wasn't a big old, huge smoker. I didn't really like it, smoking weed. And so I wasn't really, but I mean, that was the group I was in, so I was always would smoke. But I mean, a lot of those people, they just smoke, they smoked ever since high school. And man, I don't even think my senior year, it seems like I wasn't really, but I drank. My dad had an endless, my dad had a bar in the house. He always had gallons of whiskey. And it wasn't like hard to steal from your parents. And this, mine was easy. I don't think he gave a shit. And, I would this one time I poured a whole glass of whiskey, straight up whiskey. I was like 17 years old. And somebody was coming to pick me up, so I just guzzled it down. And then I started walking out of the house, and I remember walking real ooh, out of the house, and it was the last thing I remembered. So I was just like, fuck. I think I woke up later that night at someone's house, and it was just like, man, I put myself at risk all the fucking time. I just did not give a fuck. So it was no wonder I was like constantly being assaulted and stuff. I was just like a tumbleweed rolling through the wind. And what was I gonna say? There was a point to all this, I swear to God. Oh yeah, the weed. Oh yeah, the mushrooms. Okay, so I had never done, like everybody back then, they would go do mushroom because they would go out to the cow pastures and they would go pick them, and then they would go do them. So lots and lots of kids were always doing mushrooms and peyote. Like for my 18th birthday, I went and bought a whole bottle of acid, invited all the kids from school, rented a cabin out at the lake, and invited all the kids. 50 kids came. I had 100 hits, so everybody did 2. and then I had this big cabin, and everybody just, I don't know, maybe some people went home. I don't even know. I just remember it really being fun. And let's see, what was but I did not like acid either. As I did it a few more times because it was super popular back then. It's super popular again, super duper popular again. But I didn't like it. Plus, they always were putting on TV that if you did it, it could just make you go crazy. You would just lose your mind and start jumping off buildings and stuff. So I was super intimidated by it because I thought, oh my God, I'll lose my mind. I'll lose control. And so I did it one time, and I worked at a bar when I was 19, I think as soon as I turned 18, because I went out dancing, and I met my first love, and that went on for a couple of years, and I started working at a bar that he played at, and that heartbreak led me to my marriage. That was it wasn't even a rebound, I don't even know what it was, something like that. It was absurd. That's what it was. Total absurdity. Especially how I said my cousin, she married that millionaire guy, and I married this guy who wouldn't even work or move out of his house. See, that was so foreign to me. I had no idea there was people like that. Had no idea. So that was a totally new thing to me. So I was expecting everybody wants to move out. Everyone wants to get a job and get the fuck out. My dad made me start working when I was like 10 years old. I had to do paper routes. I had to babysit all the time. I had to fucking work, log it in. Yeah, I worked this many hours this week. And then immediately had to start working at his work. I had to get a fucking license when I was 15. They went down and got a special license for me so I could do my mom's errands. I was there to do work for them. So maybe they were trying to keep me focused. Maybe they just saw, she's so out of control. We got to do something. I don't know. I've definitely, but it was always turned on me. They never could think like, oh, well, maybe this world, maybe this home, maybe this life is bothering her. Maybe something's going on we don't know about. No, that's never the thing. So, anyways, back in those days, you're on your own mental journey. Like, you had to save yourself. And that's why I try and tell people now, like, dude, you can save your fucking self. Like, you got to. It's one or the other. But on that acid trip, though, all the people turned into cartoons. Freaked me the fuck out. And I've had that happen so many times on mushrooms. Like, I've sat in a cartoon for 4 fucking hours before, and it was so fucking intense, I can't even tell you. And there was another person, and they were like a marionette, and they couldn't walk, and they kept hitting into walls. And oh my God, it was so intense. But so when I was not wanting that kind of thing at all, and I thought, oh, I'll just do some and have this little tea and sit here and watch this. If we just kick back, and it was until like, ooh. And so I was trying to de-escalate my fucking self, and I was looking out the window, and just like the forest, we had the green belt behind me because we have separation between the houses, not like their new neighborhood where you could practically touch the other one's fingers if you push out. They take down all the trees, don't give them any space between, put these houses that they throw up real quick, paint them a pretty color that the sun is going to fade out within a couple of years. It's, it's a sick world we got here. But so we have a yard and all that business. And so when I looked out and I was looking through the forest, I could see this path. It was like this path opened up, and it was like a golden, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in this golden magical path in the forest. And then when my daughter was here, there would be a lot of intense, like when we were getting along, it's a positive energy, and when we're not, it's very friction. It's still intense energy. And I'm sure, a lot of you have people who, you are an energetic match, but you are poles opposite. That's how I've lived my life. I swear to God, I'm going through it right now, and I'm gonna get there. So when I had one of the days, my daughter and I were getting along. It was like summertime, and we're sitting outside and we're just laughing. I think we were even we weren't like trying to conjure up, something, but we were. I don't know, we were saying something, and the TV started talking to us. It started saying the words that we were saying and stuff. And then we were both cracking, and we're like, oh my God, we're in a portal and stuff. And it was like super fun. But ever since then, it's been very open. It's been very open. I've talked about it for a couple of years now, how much traffic there is in my house. And it's a lot of different energies. A lot is just, always peeking around the corners, watching you. Some are little tiny scurry around. Some go, knock things down. It's like a lot. And, if you sit there and you freak out about everything you can't see, you'd be like, fuck, this is intense. And it can't, like even going in my bedroom trying to sleep, like she doesn't really have much choice because we can't both fit on the couch. Like, I can't even handle it with the dog. And I don't know. It is like, I may go in and sleep in there, soon. I don't know. It just, I can find every excuse not to. But when I go in there, it is fucking loud. It's like you try and lay down and it's loud and it's like, it's intense. Like even when Jack came running out of there, he goes in my room and he looks. It's like, I know there's things around. And I know they're lurking all over the place in my room. And I know they like to feed off my energy. And I know, like, off of that fucking dream that night, that it was no joke when something kept trying to penetrate into my space. And I'm sure they're trying to fucking, we've got entities out here, I think, that are astral entities that they, like they're super soldiers or something. Like, we have things that are interfering with us, and people have no spiritual understanding. They just, I don't know, they're fucking oblivious. I swear to God. I'm like, get my wits in on some of this shit. So, let me think before I go ranting off on, and one thing too, Crystal said that she saw, because before they said that the 16th, he was okay. And I swear they do this shit just to get more attention, just to get us pay attention. And there's those of us who fucking pay attention. And then there's the people who just don't pay attention to fucking shit. Not a goddamn thing. And so okay, let me think if I had skipped something off there, because I'm doing that all the time. Like, I didn't even finish saying I don't think about, when I was talking about the place next to the Strip that is the head of the beast, that the guy who's in charge there, 13 different countries as of 2 days ago. Right now, everything says shadow banned. Like, I'm not doing any videos. They're not going past 30 views. And everybody is saying it. Everybody's saying, man, I'm shadow banned. People who you would just talk about living in their van, they're shadow banned. Everybody's shadow banned. Nobody's, I don't know what's going on. And it was weird too. Like yesterday, all my videos all of a sudden said 265 likes, all of them. And every one, I was going on every one. And ones that had 100 views had 265 likes. Every single video. I was like, what in the holy hell? And then sometime later, that went off. So I don't know. Just, you know, they're constantly showing me they're messing with my shit. And just like this, like videos that go on 30 and stuff. And then everybody's like, oh, fuck off. So I'm not going to, you know, do any TikToks for sure. I mean, this is bad enough on this, but this matters to me, you know. This is, you know, this is like my baby. And so, oh, my fire's not gonna keep going. Okay, so, yeah, the guy starts with the N, it's like Neff, he has, 13 different countries that have charged him with, I think, crimes against what I had said the other day that people are down low getting arrested for right now, because you got to think about those Nuremberg trials. You got to think about that, because these ones are going to be way more intense, way bigger. And it's all, you know, there will be no excuse. Just because someone's doing dark shit and you join in, you should have known better. You know, you should have known better. That's what's going to be. It's going to be on all of it, because your soul's in there. And you aren't listening to your soul. You're listening to dark energy. So, therefore, you must be weak-minded. So, you know, you have to suffer the consequences. And watch and see, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be fucking big. Big. And people are not, especially people who are like, my son's a doctor. He's so wonderful. Oh, well, he's working for Yahtzees. He's following the Yahtzee book. So, yeah, it's not going to go well. Because, you know, they have it inside of them too. I was just thinking about just thinking about my own surgeries. You know, they started when I was young, when they took out my gallbladder. And they just do it nonstop. They'll just start cutting parts out of you. They just mess people up. You know, they cut into my gut so many times. And there's so much scar tissue and stuff. And I was thinking about all the women that they've done this to. And I was thinking about, as a nurse, all of the problems I've seen with the women that went through what this has been done to. And then they always blame it on the women. They always tell them the women's, you know, she's weird, she's crazy, it's in your head. No, they're not supposed to be cutting into there, and they've cut in and they've caused problems, and then and the doctors are just fucking idiots. They're fucking oblivious. All there is ego. I just want to be like, yeah, I'm a doctor. Yeah, I'm an MD. No, you call me doctor. Yeah, I'm not a mister. I'm a doctor. Oh, fuck off, you fucking egotistical prick. Fucking God complex motherfucker. I swear to God, I don't have a good attitude about it. And then, and, you know, it's going to be just, people want justice. You're about to get it. Justice. It's just not going to look like exactly what people think. And, because it's much deeper. You know, you can't just blame the Illuminati for everything that's gone on here. Can't. So the okay, so let me think back where I was. Okay, so that guy, he's got charges from all these different countries are charging him. So there's gonna be drama arrest over there. There's all sorts of things where there's gonna be, you know, supposedly that place is getting blown off the fucking map. And I don't know if that's metaphorically or what, but you know, the drama over there is going to continue, and the people over here who obviously have no problems of their own, have got all the time and the, you know, abilities and to get into somebody else's fight, and they're going to get out there and fight someone else's fight for them. And I mean, they blocked off San Francisco Bridge. They threw their keys in the water. They caused just wreaking havoc. And, you know, the people who are the instigators, they go and instigate this kind of stuff. This is set up. These fucking idiot people who just follow along. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's do it. And it's like, God damn, you guys. I mean, these people are, you know, weak-minded. They're not following. I'm like, I don't know. And then, you know, you got old Xi. I don't know why they weren't fucking going and marching in on that party. They had everybody there. Every motherfucker was there. The top of the rock that's black, top of the credit cards, the top of Amazon, you know, they're all there kissing, you know, sucking the Z dick. I guess he's a leader of the CC. Yeah, Pete. And so he's the it's weird because they sit there and say he's the president. Like, I don't even know. Some of these people are like, he's the of this. So I don't know. I mean, people who have left that place were not happy for him to be there, and that is a heavy population. You know, they got Chinatown in San Francisco. So it's a heavy population of a certain group of people, and they weren't happy to be bringing in this commie and then waving the flags everywhere. Like, there was some stuff that went down on the streets with that intention, too. I saw videos of that in the huge, you know, big welcoming parade that they have for the guy to bring him in. And you know, there's all sorts of reactions over the cleaning the streets and everything about that and who they did it for. My thing is, like, I think they killed all the people. Like, where'd you put them? Where are all these people? And all their stuff. You just load them up, and oh man, this fucking place is so sick, and people are just so fucking self-centered. They don't fucking think, man. But so then for Elon, they had said, so the 17th, so it was supposed to be this morning, it's 8 o'clock Eastern time, I'd seen, that they were going to launch. And so I was like, fuck, I better hurry up and do this if it's even going to go on. It's even yesterday, that video just kept sitting there and sitting there. It was barely moving. So I know there's so much censorship happening right now. And I'm sure it's just all like I don't know, something's going on. And so now, though, Crystal just said in the comments, she said she went and looked it up. And so they're saying this morning is just going to be a test. Saturday morning is when they're going to launch. And so they're going to launch, they're going to do some kind of test. I don't know what it is. To me, they're just trying to get more attention, more eyes on what's going on, more people aware something's going on. And Saturday morning, they're going to blow it. And so Saturday or Sunday, I think it's Sunday, it's either 20th or 21st or something, there's some ordinance, some number thing. It's like 201121 or something like that. Every BANK has to be compliant with this new thing, or they're shut down. So it's there's another thing this weekend. So there's a lot of things going this weekend that really get me to think like, this got to be it, man. This has got to be it. The Lockheed thing, it came on and it put the thing up and it did a big thing across it about silver. And it seemed to me that it was saying it's locked in now. Like it's locked in. Like now silver's about to go different. Like you can't buy it for the cheap price anymore or something. I don't know. I don't know for sure. You can go try and buy some. I'm not sure. But there's definitely on the U.S. Treasury thing something about silver. And you can go look at it yourself and, you know, try and figure it out. But that was another sign. Trump is doing some tweets and stuff. Or I guess they're called tweet or X-tweet. I don't know what the fuck they're called. But he's doing some things, and then I think there's stuff off Truth Social. I think maybe like all of these different signs are coming in that they're saying that this is it. This is about to go. Be ready. Be prepared. And then the way they're dragging this for this couple of days like that, to me is trying to get attention, to get people to be aware, because there's going to be, something's going to happen. Which to me, it makes the most sense is you know, some flash and it's going to put out the grid. And we're going to be without power for a few days. And, you know, which is going to cause panic. Because even a couple of days, for people who don't know how to cook or clean, I mean, a couple of days on Twilight Zone, it wasn't even all night. And people went into panic. Like, their power would go out, and as soon as they became confused, it was like fucking chaos. And then it would come back on. I swear to God, in a couple hours, a lot of damage can be done. So it doesn't have to stay off a long time. I mean, the human psyche is fragile. Don't take much at all. They fall fucking apart. And I think, you know, maybe that's part of my kid's problem, you know? Like, you know, and I swear to God, I don't mean this in an egotistical way at all. You know, but I got a question, you know, like how am I going through this life and be so different? Like, and then, you know, and I can't help but have it come back up to me of the struggle that I've had throughout my life being different and being made fun of and called names and stuff. And, you know, but always willing to speak my truth. That mattered to me more. Having integrity mattered more than to blend in with a crowd of people. I've never seen that as being like, why would I want to change to be like them? Why would I want to be bullied into submission? I've always, no, you know, but it's still a lonely place, man. I'm probably going to cry through this because it is, you know, it's lonely. And it isn't to say like, oh, well, no, I'm not saying like nobody loves me, nobody cares about me. That's not it. It's, but it's always like, like, I love you for me. It's like what I want, but I don't know how to explain this. It's like me, the person who I believe me to be, isn't accepted. It isn't acceptable. It isn't accepted by people. It isn't like, you know, oh, you find that interesting? Tell me, you know. No. It's lonely. It's like, you're interested in that? Well, go sit by yourself and talk about it in a corner. Because nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody fucking cares. You know, and it's not just through this. This stuff going on now has just highlighted my entire life. And I've gotten these messages before. And this is what I'm saying. I don't mean this in an ego way. But sometimes, like, I need to hear these messages. And this tarot reader, he's like, I'm doing this just to, you know, I really want this to get to the people. I'm setting this intention. A lot of them do this. I'm setting the intention that this just reaches the people that they need to hear this. And so, and first thing this morning was I went on there and I heard it. And he said, you know, you're a prophet. And he said, if you don't think so, just go back and listen to all your videos and go and see how accurate you were. Go and see all the things you've been saying, how accurate. And then he went in another direction and started saying that I was creating it. Like I'm another level in the game. And so I'm creating it, and I have to be careful over what I think of because I'm making it happen. So, but, you know, I'm positive I've said before, a few years ago, earlier in the videos that I've said, you know, about being a prophet, being a seer, being able to see things that people don't see. And it's fucking hard. It's lonely. It's sad. It's not like, but I could totally, you know, him saying that was just like something I needed to hear about, you know, even though you're different and you have a unique perspective and you've been laughed at your whole life and made fun of, that you have a purpose, basically, is what I was hearing. So just get out of that ego part that will bring you down. And remember, you know, it's always for, you know, one of the things they're always telling me, for they know not what they do. You know, they can't see what they can't see. They can't understand beyond their understanding. And, you know, I have to remember those things. But still, for you to see and understand and all that stuff, things that people don't, it's lonely. And yesterday I had, it was like later yesterday afternoon, so I would say probably around 4. So, let's see. I think Thursday, I had seen that they were going to do that rocket launch, and there were so many things, like all these different things saying the lights are out. Trump is saying all these things are ending. Congress, all of this stuff. They will no longer have a vote. So there's a lot of things that are about to line up with certain dates. And another thing, too, on the date thing is we're on a different calendar than what they're using. So the dates are different or something than what we think. And they're making that a whole thing, too. Because the Julian calendar, and there's a whole thing about the calendars. And there's a whole thing about them going off from time. And the year is supposed to really start in April. It's supposed to go with the seasons. When the season begins, that's the beginning. There's 13 months in the year. There's another month that's by September. And I went through numbers. And then when it got up to like June and July, like my month is named after Julian Caesar. And then he started changing things on the calendar and stuff. You know, he got up his own ass over it or something and made the Julian calendar. And so it went, changed it. But so they're going back to this other calendar. And so there's something about that too. And, you know, I think, I don't know. Why do we fucking need, do you think the fucking tribe in the Amazon gives a fuck what day it is, what month it is? No, you just go with what your time, what's going on in the here and now. Like, there's just, I don't know. There's just so much fucking manipulation of your fucking mind to make you think things matter that don't fucking matter. And I saw footage of somebody in Iceland. It was fucking scary. They're just standing in their living room holding, someone must be filming there, holding their dog, and they're just showing, it's just like, earthquake, stop, earthquake, stop, earthquake, stop. Like in fucking 60-second videos, like 3 fucking earthquakes. So they're having this like it's not even, because to me, earthquake was like a whole like, no, they're getting just like it's like a hammer hitting and reverberate. Then a hammer hits, reverberate. It's like something intense. I'm very concerned about Iceland. Man, when I said there was going to be whole places that were going to disappear and whole groups of people, I don't know. I didn't even think about Iceland. didn't even come into my mind. I was thinking about people who have been over there battling for thousands of years, that they would be like, okay, bye, we're done. The game's over, see ya. You know, I don't know. But that is, you know, a whole group of people. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's intense, though. But, so, so for my, whatever it was, I think Thursday, you know, all signs were showing like this rocket's going to go off and it's going to hit the grid and it's going to make the power go out. And, you know, and so I'll remind my kids. I sent the video and I sent it in the group chat that I'm allowed in. Like, there's literally a group chat that they have that I'm not in. That they just talk about me. They just talk about me. The grandkids are in there, you know, fucking. I'm telling you, I decided for 100% I'm not going to go over there and get a place. I decided that yesterday for sure. If I go over there to visit, I'll get a room somewhere. I'll just go get a room, or I'll have a camper and I'll stay in my camper and just stop by, you know. See that I'm done spending time with people who just don't respect me and don't care about me. Yeah, I love you. I love you. Well, you know, somebody needs this or needs that. Well, I love you, you know, for that. But for you and your personality and your likes and your dreams and what you care about and how you see the world, no, I don't. No, you don't matter. We want to keep you that part. You know, you're weird. We all go in and talk about it. And so this one was, you know, me and 3 of my daughters. This group chat that I've left before and other times because it's just nonstop of, you know, there's just not anybody on my side. And I'm not allowed to say because I'm the narcissistic mom who thinks people need to be on my side or something. It's like, and then, you know, my daughter wants to call and complain about her teenagers. Or it's like, dude, how do you guys treat me? And how do you reflect to them how you treat your mom? Like, come on. God damn. Swear to God. I don't understand how people's brains work. I swear to fucking God. And so I sent the video that said that they were going to do a rocket launch, and it said on it that they expect the power grid to go down, that they're trying to bust the firmament and stuff. And it was showing like this whole thing of them setting up the rocket and stuff. It was like a news report, and then somebody had put up at the top, written something. And so I sent it to them, you know, and I said, you know, they're saying that they're going to launch this rocket. They're saying they're going to bust the firmament, so everybody's expecting the power grid to go down, so just make sure you have food and everything. And if the power goes down and we don't get to talk, I love you. And nobody said anything. All day, nobody said anything. And I think I'm so mixed up on time. If it was the same day, I don't think it was the same day. It seems like it could have been the same day. I don't know. I'm so mixed up on days and times and stuff. But so yesterday was Thursday. So did I send it Wednesday or did I send it Thursday morning? I don't fucking know. Because today's the 17th, which is my number. It's like, oh my God, this is going to be a rough day for me, I swear to God. I got to not say that. I keep telling myself, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm not going to let it get me down. Because of the number. I see this number all the time. 1117, 1117, 1117, 1117. And then when it goes back to my trigger day, 11/11/17, 11/11/17. Then when I go to my person's birthday, 1/17. It's like, fuck, man. What the fuck? I swear to God, the number's just trying to fuck my brain up. I don't know, but it messes with your emotions and stuff. And that's what you have control over. That's why everything happens. So you get control over it. So today I'll be being challenged to get control of my emotions. And hold on, this big fat pellet behind me. That's getting uncomfortable. So, anyways, so, you know, this date is a date to me, as some number thing that has been a part of my thing. Like, it's meant, you can't even imagine how much I see this number. There's all day, every day. I mean, my daughter moves into a house, that's the address. It's like everywhere. I stop, we're walking the dog, not yesterday, but the day before. The day we went on the long walk, and she stopped, and then stops right at the post box, and I look up, that's the number. And then it's like, oh my gosh. There's another one, stop, here's the number. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like all over the place all the time, and it just keeps building up speed. The point is like, okay, what's happening? Fucking have something happen. And so anyways, so I get a message last night from my daughter, the oldest one. She's the only one who responded. And so she sends a message back yesterday late afternoon and says, as you know, I won't be able to say it exactly verbatim, but I'll do a general. And anytime I do a general, they always say, oh, you make it sound worse. It's like, I'm just trying to say how it sounds to me. And so, as usual, you know, nothing happened. You just keep sending us this stuff. I do not want to see another thing. I don't want you to send me another thing about anything going on. I don't care. You know, you need to stop believing everything on the internet. This should prove it to you, you know, how gullible and retarded I am. I just believe everything. I'm such an idiot. That part I'm really adding in. That little bit, that's what I heard. And, but, you know, she's like, I love you, but I don't want to have any more of this sent to me. So I said, okay. Yeah, but then, you know, the wheels start spinning. And, you know, that was a big part of my 2020 was when, you know, I started speaking out about these and getting told, you know, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything, but I was already speaking out about other stuff because all 2016, I told you it was already going. 2015, 2016, I was getting told all the time. And then once I had gone off the drugs and smoked weed, well, then I was just high. Then I was just brain injury. Then I was just, you know, I've never had any respect at all. And so then in 2020, then when that started going on, and, you know, and then we gotta keep in mind too, you know, I was raised in a time where you were just respectful just because, you know, of who the person was. You know, they're older and wiser. You just be respectful, even if you listen to them. You know, I don't know. I'm just way different, so different. And then, and I'm respectful to people. I listen to people I don't agree with all the time. I mean, what do I talk about? I tell other people to do that. I mean, that's just the way I am. And, but I don't get that back. Wow. I mean, people just as soon stick me in a fucking closet with some brooms. I use my hands to hold them up. Like, that's my purpose. Oh, maybe, you know, write a check or something, give some money or something, like, you know. So, anyways, then, so then in 2020, you know, when I started saying all that stuff, and I got such a response where all of a sudden I was racist, I was an extremist, I was, I couldn't even believe it. The names I was being called and the disrespect, and then telling me I couldn't be around anybody because of the sickness. Like, it was such ridiculousness. I couldn't fucking believe it. And then I saw, you know, who they were listening to. You know, the science experts, which my husband, he has no fucking degree over shit. He's just got arrogance and ego on his side. You know, he speaks with, you know, says, this is the truth. This is the only truth. This is the only way to do it. You do it this way. There's no other way to do it. That's that personality. And so, you know, I don't know. Everybody's got their stuff that they got to see. You know, we all have our stuff. And so I had to see, you know, I wasn't respected. Nothing I say has any value, which opened up so much more. Like, I saw so much more through that. Just like the hypocrisy of, you know, I support women and stuff, and the judgment, the hatefulness, and then of course, you know, when it's your own kids, then you think about, you know, your role, your weaknesses, what you did wrong, how did we get here? You know, my kids don't even fucking listen. I mean, I have a fucking profession. I'm a professional. I have a license. I go out and work in this, and you're gonna listen to all these people who have never worked in a hospital a day in their life, but they override me because their degree, because their arrogance, just because I'm too stupid. Like, I don't know. But I had to see that stuff, you know. I had to realize and go through it, like, for years. I mean, just the other day, I got called a bigot or I think she said a racist. She went off on telling me I was a racist because I said the bad people are blue. Only I said the real word. And she was so outraged. How dare you say something like that? I said, I'm not saying all the blue people are bad. I'm saying, but the bad people are blue. And then she said, you know, just started ridiculing me. Also, I know what goes on this. I've heard what goes on this group chat. I've heard about it through the mouths of others. And so, you know, tell me I'm a racist, I'm an idiot, whatever. And she didn't say shit. I knew she wasn't saying shit to me, but she's over there just wagging away on that group chat that they're all on. As soon as I say something, I'm sure the group chat opens up. Can you believe it? She's so fucking stupid. Here she goes again. She's a mental, you know, I can't believe we have a mother like this. How horrible, this crazy, gullible, stupid ass lady. She believes anything. She believes every single thing she's ever heard. She's so stupid. It's like, and then, you know, then my grandkids will come and say, like, oh my God, Grandma, you believe everything, don't you? There's nothing oh my God, Grandma. So anyways, yesterday, yeah, after that, I was like really, really feeling, overwhelmed by the dark energy. Like, I definitely had a battle. I was like, no. Oh, I know you guys are trying to suck the life out of me right now, and I'm not going to let you. So I had to, you know, I was feeling my pain, but I had to fight through it as fast as I could in order to not get sucked down by them, because I was already getting visions of fucking doing myself in. It came in hard. It came in so hard, so fast. And I was like, fuck, I just want so much. Just like, fuck, I just want out. I just want out. I just want out, man. Fuck. This is like, man. It's weird. Because it took all this stuff to happen for me to really realize how isolated and lonely I really was. And not just in this. This cabin has been like a relief in my life. I'm talking about the interactions with other people. Just like all my problems with my neighbors and stuff. You know, it's just been my life, you know, of being different. And now, you know, there's tons and tons of different people, and they've all got labels, and they all just want to talk about their labels and stuff like that. But I've been living the life of somebody different for a long time and not hiding who I was. And it's just, I don't know, it really hit me yesterday hard after that. I was like, I could hear their group chat. I could hear their just you know. And there's just like a lot of things, like everything will start coming in and hitting into you and seeing. And I was just like, you know, fuck. If there was a way to just exit, if we could just say, okay, throw in the towel now. I'm done with the game. Bye, guys. It was nice knowing you. No, I'm not going to stay around. Yeah, I know your kids need a grandma, but, you know, this isn't, you know, they'll be fine without it. They don't need some crazy lady. You know, you can go find someone else. Replace me with somebody out of a friend group of yours or something. I don't give a fuck. I swear to God. It may sound like a shitty attitude. I'm not gonna be a doormat. I'm fucking so over it. So fucking over it. And I was like, well, you know, thank you for that sign, because I know for sure, 100%, I don't give a good goddamn. I'm not going to get in a place over there. I'm not going to go get a little farm over there. As a matter of fact, they can all figure out their own living things. They told me they've got it all figured out. They don't need me. They don't need to hear my crazy shit. They know exactly what's going on. And it's real weird. It's like, because I noticed this the whole fucking time. I've pointed it out before. When my guys say that about they're going to launch that rocket, do you think any of them will go look it up? Think any of them will go Google that and see what's going on? And check and see? No. No. It didn't launch last night, so therefore, you know, I'm just talking nonsense. Everything I say is nonsense. It's like, you know, because the money hasn't crashed yet, that it's not happening. Well, I've been watching it happen this whole fucking time. But y'all don't pay attention, so therefore I'm a liar. Therefore, I just believe whatever. Although I've been watching all this stuff play out, while you're watching goddamn reality TV, caught up in the fucking dramas of fucking nonsense. That's what your concern is, and I'm looking around what's going on in the world, and then you call me a fool? Okay. Gotcha. And what it really got me to be is like, you know, my own kids aren't my group. They aren't my, I mean, not a one of them. Not a one. Not a grandkid. Not one has ever, you know, oh, well, tell me more about reincarnation, Grandma. You know, tell me more about the spirit world, Grandma. Tell me more about what you know, Grandma. Tell me more. Not my kids, no. My daughter, as a matter of fact, because I don't have crystals and I don't go around being vegan to get to heaven, then I'm obviously not really spiritual. I'm just jumped on that bandwagon like everybody else, you know. You ever listen to anything I fucking talk about? Oh, you made us sit and pray when we were little kids. We went to a bunch of different churches. Okay. You know, in the real spirituality, when you're on the real journey, you're a seeker. You're a seeker of the truth. Yeah, you go. You go to a lot of different places. You go and you're a seeker. You look into other religions. You look into everything. Where is the truth? Is the truth here? Is the truth there? Where's the truth? Where's my truth? Where do I fit in? You know, but, you know, this new spirituality, all you got to do is, you know, get a load of crystals and stop eating, you know, be vegan, which to me is absurd. For one thing, you know, 3D thinking. So the super spirits, yeah, it's real important. You got to fuel that 3D body of yours, and you got to do it through vegetables and fruit, which, you know, these people who are all into this eating raw. I saw a doctor or scientist or some bullshit thing the other day, one of these kind of guys, and said that so the majority of parasites and the egg stuff, whatever, the stuff that hatches out inside of you is in fruit. It's in the stuff you don't cook. You can, and then plus all of it, like it's the meats and stuff too. But, you know, all these people who think like they're so healthy and stuff, and they go and eat all these berries and stuff, and they're full of worms and shit. They're full of worm, worm eggs and stuff. And so lots of people are getting parasites from eating fruit. That's what this doctor or scientist or whoever the fuck he was said. And it was showing the stuff about it. So, anyways, but, you know, I'm not spiritual, you know, because I'm not one of these super loving lighters. I'm not one of those people. And I'm just jumped on and trying to pretend to be spiritual. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck y'all think spiritual is. Like, it's just weird, you know. Nobody asks me anything. Nobody says anything. And they just think I believe everything. I believe everything. What do I even fucking talk about on my channel? But do you think any of them? My one son-in-law said, oh, I've gone in and watched a couple of your videos. Which, you know, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care at this point. Like, really, I don't fucking care. I don't need any of their support. And as a matter of fact, just the fact that they just like to just bring me down all the time and try and make me small, make me smaller, make me not, you know. It's like, I don't need to be around people like that. I'm done. I'm done being around people like that. I'm gonna, you know, however, whatever it takes, you know. If I'm gonna just be friends with all of you guys, we're gonna, you know, the people who understand me, who get along with me, who vibe with me, we'll all go fucking build a little fucking village somewhere and go live our little fucking village life. And, you know, well, FaceTime is good enough, I guess. You know, FaceTime my grandkids and stuff. If I have time, drive over and see somebody, but nobody has time to come see me. Nobody. I've got a bedroom. I've got a whole little fucking guest house. 2 more beds out there. They may come to visit. No. Do I have to go? Sleep on couches and shit? Yeah. And then it's, well, we don't have a car big enough. We don't have this. We don't have that. Okay. I'm done. You know, it's like you're give, you know. And that's why I said it's all on these different levels. And everything is, like, you just have to keep looking at things. And however you look at them is how you're going to look at them. You know, how I'm looking at it now, I may look at it very different in 6 months. I may look at it very different in a year. I don't know. But I'm going to be honest and real about what I'm going through. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it or make it different or make it acceptable or whatever. No. This is, you know, I mean, it just blew me away even in the beginning when I had said stuff. And when I had tried to say stuff, it was to try and get people out of fear because they were so eaten up with fear. Everybody thought they were going to die from a flu. They're all sure. And I was a stupid idiot who said different. And so then when I tried to send out that Judy, you know, video in the very beginning, that had popped up. And if you don't know who it is, the last name Mikovits, and she worked for the Fraud, and she exposed a lot of stuff, but she also exposed a lot of stuff about sickness and what those things really are that start with the V and stuff. And so she exposed a lot of stuff. And so I thought, oh, well, see, this is a scientist. She's fucking telling them they won't be scared. So I sent it to, you know, I sent it to a bunch of people. I sent it to my kids. I sent it to my brother. I sent it to my mom. I sent it to my ex, the one everybody's listening to. And when I sent it to him, I said, oh, show this to your sister and see what she says about this. Because she worked in a lab too. And I thought, okay, so this would be someone who's a lab worker speaking to somebody who was a lab worker. And so, you know, maybe that'll click. But no, he didn't do that. And the next day he said, oh, that video was taken down. Shock. And I said something about censorship, and he laughed at me. This was 2020, right in the beginning of 2020. Well, right after quarantine had started, so second quarter of 2020. Then and I said something about censorship being bad. I don't remember what I said. You know, holding the truth back and limiting and stuff. And he just thought that was funny. I'm such an idiot. He's made sure. I mean, his thoughts of me have leaked out through the entire family. And the last time when I went to that family gathering, and I said, there was a lot of things where I was like, I am not going to go to this again. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You get around an ex or something and they want to pull you into the same fucking kind of programming. They want to pull you back into their program. Like, dude, I'm done. I'm not running this program with you anymore. You want to run that program? Go run it yourself. I'm done. I broke the program. I'm out. And nobody understands anything I say. I didn't say it like that. I didn't say anything. I just kept looking at it and then thinking like, noticing things and stuff. I did say a few things to my kids, like, I don't know if I'm going to go anymore. There's like a lot of uncomfortable things. And I didn't call it a program, but they're trying to pull me back. But nobody ever sees what I see. Nobody understands what I understand and stuff. I'm always alone. I'm always looked at as a fool, an idiot, gullible, stupid, impulsive, like, illogical, everything. Just not. I would be curious to know if any of my kids or grandkids could write down 5 things that are positive about me. I don't think so. I would be curious though. I doubt it. But so, that's the aftermath of whatever my, the Kelly I was. The Kelly I was. That's the aftermath, And, so, but, I have to move out of that. I have to bury that past, And I'm not saying, because I'm always saying you don't just cut people out of your life. I'm not saying I'm cutting people out of my life. I'm never going to talk to them. I'm never going to see them. They trigger me and stuff like that. It's not that. But I'm not going to make my future goals about I'm going to go and live next to people that I don't have things in common with, that I'm always the outsider, I'm always the outcast, I'm always laughed at. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go on my own journey, go find where I fit in. When the lights come back on, I've got my silver. I'll go buy myself a fucking van or something. Go live in a fucking van down by the river. I don't give a fuck. I'll go live out in I'll go make friends with goddamn giants. I'll leave them little presents. Go. Maybe they'll eat me and get me the fuck out of here too. Get my exit out. I can't believe how much I'm just like, but, Sue, I'm not somebody like that. Like, 'cause I know that you have an exit. It'll open up. And when it's not opening up, it's not for you to go and bust through the firmament. No. It's like you have to, see what is coming up. What are you learning from this? What are you, it's all those things. And, so, just processing, how do I feel? What do I see? How are they, what do I think? What do I want? What do I want in my future? And I was like, I don't want to be around people anymore who don't. It's not like everybody has to see what I see, but they just don't. Just every fucking time I open my mouth, it's like, it's like everybody just wants a duct tape. I say weird things. I'm inappropriate, probably, because I say you're a slave when you go to work. So, I'm just so out there. And that really pissed people off when I said that. You guys are slaves to the system, and you're the ones keeping it going. Just keep going out there. And, nobody wants to hear that. And but to me, it's like the messaging is loud and clear, what you think of me. And I would have to be an idiot, to keep going back and saying, but, like I could have said, hey, the rocket hadn't even launched yet. It's launching tomorrow. But then, a couple hours later, Crystal said, no, it's launching Saturday now. They moved it to Saturday. And probably because, it'll be less chaotic. But, they'll have a lot of people marching in the streets. Like, those people they're probably sleeping on the goddamn bridge, these people. Like, they've lost their damn minds. And, so busy fighting some other person's battle, especially when it's a battle that probably happened a few years ago. Like, there could be completely different shit going on over there. And when we know anything is going on, there could already be arrests. Everything that you see of this footage is all a fucking show. Like this nurse who comes on who's so scared, and then these people who are leaving and they're all so happy, and then you see the little kids who've got all the scars, and they just want their mom, all the rubble. A little baby that was just pulled free from the rubble who's smiling, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, to me, when I was a teenager, I got one of those little kids in Africa. Like, I was always concerned about people in other countries. I was paying to have one of those little kids, that I was funding over in Africa. Like, if you don't remember any of that stuff, it was the whole thing. Sally Struthers would come on and show us some, and then you can join, and then they send you letters, get pictures. I did that whole thing. I always was worried. We were raised, you had to eat your dinner. Those kids in Africa don't have any dinner. And so we had to eat our food. So I was like, fuck, those poor kids don't have any food. I gotta send them some food. And so I did that sponsorship. Now my nose is running like fucking crazy. Hold on. Gosh dang. It starts running and running. And and I've always, like, the kids over in Syria, like, there's always been this shit going down. There's always been this sad stuff going on in the Middle East. I don't understand how all these people, like, there's so much shit going on in the Congo. There's so much shit going on all over the place. And there is a whole, even the Uyghurs, like, somebody had brought that up the other day. It's like, all these people are so concerned about the kids on the strip. Like, what's been going on with the Uyghurs for so long, and nobody even, and that has been horrible. Now, it's just been all this horrible stuff. And then this one happens that all of a sudden they jump up and go, it's like, you guys, this shit has been going on and on and on for a long fucking time. You think you're putting a stop to it now by doing this? No. You want to put a stop to shit? Stop fucking shopping. Like, how many of these people, let's go to the protest afterwards. Let's go get a beer. Maybe we'll get some DoorDash and we'll go play some video games. I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I mean, the idiocracy, the hypocrisy, the arrogance, the ego, it's just the whole thing. Like, there's so much stuff coming up. But, for me, for sure, just seeing, like, this attitude and just knowing about this, this group chat that I'm not involved in, that is just primarily, I think they talk about other things too, but, I'm a prime topic of my idiocy, apparently. And so I'm just, I mean, it's mind-blowing. You say something like that, and they wouldn't go and look it up and even have a conversation back. Oh, Mom, I went and looked it up. I saw, you're right. They're going to launch this. I see why you're concerned. Yeah, thanks, for letting me know. Like, I'm man. And I know I can't be arrogant and think, like, well, everybody has to be like me. I can't understand them. Like, I know I have to, not be judgmental and stuff, but I know there's lots of us that with your own family, it's like, what? How at this point do you just continue to see nothing, hear nothing, and keep calling us crazy? Like, to not even at this point, to not even say, well, I'm going to go look into this just to, see what she's talking about. No, looking into things is just like looking for trouble. Like the one high vibe daughter, the super spirit. You don't look at things like that. You don't look at things that are going to bring your vibe down. You don't think about anything that is going to stress you out. Like, you can't think about the world blowing up. Like, that's just ludicrous. And to me, it's like, well, the world is blowing up. All this shit is happening. And not being prepared and not paying attention is going to put you into a situation that is going to be dangerous. Like, it's idiotic. And it's like, I swear to God, I feel like if we were all a giant herd of deers during this and some predator was coming and getting them, most of them would be gone. The herd would be gone because they just don't look up. Don't pay attention. Just like, nothing to see here, nothing to pay attention. Even when your conspiracy theorist, crazy, lunatic, alien believing, ghost talking mom comes in and says, for you not to ever to just go, I'm just gonna go look. I'm gonna go see. Maybe my mom's not crazy. I'm gonna go look and see. What's she talking about? No, nah. Way easier just to, chalk it up to another craziness. Well, it didn't happen yet. Yeah, well, anybody who's been paying attention knows how long this has been dragging out, and it's been dragging out so these people can all wake up. So now it's like impact coming. And at some point, I feel like impact coming, bitches. Yeah, you want to listen to, and it's not like in my ego or something. Well, you don't want to listen to me. You listen to your father, even though I'm sure there's a little bit in there. But it's like, it's just like, what the fuck? How do you not just think for yourself or look into anything? Like, what? I'm so different. So different. And I can't judge my kids because I'm so different than so many people. Like, but that's the thing that's gonna, bite people. Is like, well, I didn't look at it from, they'd rather judge me and just call me crazy than even go look into anything. So, it's part of their lessons, part of their stuff, I told my daughter in 2020 when she said I was saying all this wacky stuff, I said, yeah, well, at one point you're going to be glad I did. At one point you will see what I was talking about. And, hopefully that point is, next week. Hopefully it's just right around the corner, but I don't know. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, how this is drug on. I mean, fuck. Like, this is fucking extreme. From 2016 now to 2024, to have your family just keep calling you an idiot and crazy. And I mean, it's one thing. I don't know. It just became very much like I was on an island by myself this whole fucking time. Even when I've tried to talk to my mom, I mean, she's so stuck up on religion and nothing's really happening. Well, I would hope it does. I really hope it, well, maybe, but I don't know. And we're going to be raptured out anyways and stuff. It's like, that's a dead-end conversation. Like that. I can talk to her about some of the stuff going on, but no. Like, I'm fucking, god damn. And I know it was supposed to be that way, so I would come out here and do this, because there's tons of us out there, tons of us who are, sitting there just like, what in the holy hell? And, you know, I don't know. Apparently, this is a part of us finding each other, I guess. I don't know. But I decided last night, I'm just not going to, I'm not going to keep trying to get into a party I'm not invited, you know? It was like, just when I went to the baby shower, it was like, what, 2 years ago now? Because he just turned a year the other day. No, so it would have been just over a year, because the baby shower was 2 months before he was born. So, and then when I went there, and it was so fucking awkward, and I was just like, oh my God, do not invite people places where they're not welcome. And that is how I feel. Yeah, everybody wants me to come so I can see, oh, your life's great. Oh, your family's cute. Oh, you want to complain about your stuff? Okay, I'll sit and listen. I'm your mom. Oh, you need something? Oh, here, I'll get it for you. Oh, But then mom talks, and it's like, oh my God, will you stop? Stop. I don't want to hear it. You're going against my boundaries. You speaking is against my boundaries. Don't forget that. And it was great the other day. I still haven't talked to that daughter either. It was great that one day when she started calling me, a bigot. No, she wasn't saying a bigot. She was calling me a racist when I had said that the bad people were blue. And she went off on that. And that's when I was like, this is bullshit. I'm fucking done with this shit. I'm so fucking sick of being called a racist. You guys don't know what the fuck's going on. Goodbye. Talk to you later. And I just hung up. And then she's texted me. I've sent money, I've sent a message. I haven't talked to her like this. And, but it was his birthday. And I've gotten videos of the party. Send money for his birthday. And, I got an apology text. I'm sorry. I really don't mean for you to think I'm trying to do that. But it's like, okay, I don't care. I don't care. I'm done being told that when I'm talking, I'm going against other people's boundaries. Anybody can cross it, anybody can say whatever they want to me. If I even stand out for myself, well, of course, I'm a narcissistic person who takes everything wrong and, every label that they can come up with to make me the bad guy. And it's just like, I'm so fucking done with it. So fucking done. And, I guess that's what I had to see. There was a part, too, where through this stuff, and I'd heard it a bunch of times, like when we're pulling away from groups, like what I've talked about, you got to pull true to yourself as a sovereign being. Even, because I'd heard this a while ago, about you even have to pull free from your kids. Your kid, nobody can matter more than you. Nobody. And you have to pull free from all of that and get to the place where whatever happens, it's on you. I don't know. It's not my problem. And so I would assume, like, that's why this is happening. I've talked about, all these groups are falling apart. I mean, even to the point where the blues and the Z's are separating. Like, I didn't even know that there was a separation in that group. I thought that they were all blue. I didn't know that there was a secret sanction of, well, it's not too secret because we've all heard that word. It starts with a Z. And, and they like to get their cock sucked, these Z people. It's like you have to bend over for whatever it is they want. This is what they want. They run the world. What they want matters. So, anyways, to me, it is a part of that pulling into myself. And I thought that was just crazy when I got that video, and he sent that message to kind of remind me, that, even if you are 1 in 100,000, that there's a reason for it. been hard, man. It's like you just don't realize, like, that you never really had anyone that supported you. Ever. And then, I mean, even your own mom. My grandparents and stuff are on the other side supporting me. Even my dad. But it was crazy because even when I was a kid, even though my dad was so horrible, I still felt like I was closer to him as a parent because my mom was so cut off. She was like so, I don't know, an empty shell or something. I don't know what she was. I mean, she always had a backhand ready. So there was some strength in there somewhere. She wasn't a ghost when it came to the slap. So, but my dad always had kind of like, funny, and he had a happiness to him, a sense of joy. He was still eaten up by alcohol. But, when he came dancing out to the kitchen in the morning, singing and dancing, heading for that vodka, it was always like a joy to see him. I always wished that I could keep that dad. I wished that would be the guy that stayed all day. Then it just went through the cycle. Anybody who was raised by alcoholic knows. And it's weird too, because there was a whole thing on my dad's deathbed that I had heard about, that I wasn't there. My stepmom told me. She said he was going out of consciousness and stuff, and then he would come back in, and he would all of a sudden, he said, hold on. Lost my tissue. But he said, what the hell? Oh my. But he was going in and out of consciousness. And he came back smiling, and he goes, Kelly's so famous. And she said he was there, and he was talking, and he was smiling, and he was saying, Kelly's so famous, and everybody loves her. And it made him so happy. And then he died right shortly after that. Hold on, I gotta get another tissue. No tissue. Magic. But like, because I had a bunch of other things that were being told to me throughout this. This was significant to me, though, where I was like, I mean, it's one thing when you're going to psychics and they're telling you stuff, but then it's another thing when someone's on their deathbed and they start saying it. And then I was like, and I had no idea, that when I went to a psychic, they said it was several, and my stomach starts growling. It was several, and then some, like a palm reader and stuff, and I kept getting the same message, that I was going to be very well known for some spiritual thing, something about spirituality, And the people, I was going to have lots of people were going to be coming to me and asking me things, to the point where I've even thought, well, maybe this is it. Maybe this is, you know. But they're always like, no, it's coming. You're going to see. And then I was like, I don't know. There was a lot of things where I was like so confused. Like, what in the hell do I have to offer? Like, how, what? And you know, this was, he died way before quarantine. He died while I was still married to the last guy. He died right before we split up. So I think he died around 2015. Is when he died. It may have been 2014. Fuck, maybe it was 2012. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. He's been dead a while. And he's only just started coming and hanging out in the past, I don't know, year or two. Because even when I talked to that medium, you know, he was in some kind of isolation. Because a lot of people get so confused when they die because they've been so programmed. And so you have to go like to a decompression chamber, kind of, it seems like. Some kind of place where you can like get your wits about you. And so he was there, I think, for a while. Definitely in our time, it was years. And so, but now he shows up, you know, comes around. So I know I have like my grandpa's always with me. My grandmas are always coming around. And I don't even know who all. Like, there's a lot of people who I know who have passed who pop into my mind. And so I assume that they come around all the time. But when my dad had said that, that really impacted me when my stepmom told me that, because it had gone with these other messages. And so I wanted to know more, like, well, what was he seeing? Was it a parade? Like, what was going on? And even in one of my dreams, where the person came, my person comes to me sometimes in my dreams, and they'll come and see me. I don't know if I go to their dreams, so I don't know if they remember coming into my dreams, because I don't know if I go into theirs, but they definitely come into mine. And this one, we were in a parade in this one dream, and I thought it was so strange. I was like, what in the world is this all about? And so I have no idea. It was like not like a march, but kind of like maybe a freedom march or something. Maybe there's a big freedom march we're going to have at some point. And we're all going to be on the streets marching, and it's going to be a parade of freedom or something. I don't know. You know, I don't know what's to come. Like, I was trying to see, I wanted more answers, like, but, you know, I couldn't get him. Then he was gone. But that's what the message was. You know, he said, Kelly's so famous, and he got so excited, and then he was watching, and he was at a thing, and he said, everybody loves her. There's so many people, and everybody loves her. And it just made him so happy. And it just made me think, like, man, nobody ever sees me. You know, I feel like he didn't see me until he passed. But everybody can only see their own stuff. But I felt like he could see me. And I don't, you know, through all this stuff, you know, like, I didn't know I was going to start this. I don't know where it's going to go, but I know what they tell me, what my guides tell me. And so, you know, I'll say more about it when things start happening, I guess, because I don't know for sure how it's all going to play out. But I think it has something to do with this person. What is the shift? This shift in my life has something to do with this person, is what I think. So, and I don't know what all it's going to be. Like, I have no idea. That's what I said. It's so much about this. You just got to fall into the darkness of, like, I don't know where I'm headed. I don't know what's going on, but this is what you guys tell me to do. So here I am doing it. And I was told over and over and over to share about my story, that was going to help people. So sharing, you know, that for people sharing their stories was going to help other people. And, you know, and I don't know if it's just because I do things different and I look at things different than other people. So sharing my story gives people other insight into how to look at things in their own life. Like, I don't know, you know, I'm only doing what they tell me to do. I don't know what is being absorbed, you know, and I don't know where all the shift is going to lead. But I know that it has to do with each of us coming sovereign as our own being. Like, I'm not my family. I'm not my kids. Even though there's lessons in an extension, even though in the big scheme of things that we're learning lessons together, I'm not that. I'm this. I'm separate. And I have a role. I have something I'm here to do. I have a purpose and I know it. And I'm driven by it. And, you know, I get messages all the time that it's important, that this is needed. You need to do this and stuff. And then you have this whole play, you know, where you have to go in with your own ego, you know, and in this whole God save love, you know, saving the world thing. So there's a whole another things going on, and on all the different levels, you know. There's challenges. It's not like you just get to a part and you just sit back and like, oh, this is simple now. No, there's constant challenges. There's constant things of being able to look at things differently and see things differently. But it really, really was making me see, like, I'm got to become independent from my family. I've got to become independent from my kids. I can't be codependent on them. I can't let them crush my fucking soul because they don't have any respect for me. They don't care about what I care about. They don't, I mean, I'm just, you know, weird to them. I'm just weird, you know. If they would have been lucky, they would have got a different kind of mom, I guess. I don't know, you know. You'd have to talk to all them. I know I've got one who, she'd probably go on Good Morning America to say I was faking my spirituality. Like, she wants the world to know or something. It's like, I don't know. I mean, my bookshelves were, well, I mean, this was the difference also between me and my ex. My books were all spirituality, self-help, how to do better, how to feel better. That's my library. His library was fiction. And the fact that I didn't read fiction and devour a book a day just showed like I was really just, you know, I'm not a real reader. Don't, you know, that's not really reading. I even went in and read a bunch of fiction books and stuff to, you know, to prove, you know, I'm also can be accepted as a reader. Like, I mean, just, oh my God, just some of the fucking bullshit in my life. It's fucking stupid ass shit, man. I had to become stronger in myself, you know, and if it is that the people who you love the most, who you change their little fucking baby ass diapers, that they have to push me out of the fucking nest, then I guess so be it, because they've done it. They've pushed me out of the nest, and I have no desire to go and be a part of their village. No. My village is different than theirs. Mine is not theirs. You know, I can go visit theirs, but I'm not making my life about them and theirs. I'm not making my life dedicated to, you know, building their lives up. Take my energy, make your life better. No, I'm going to go towards mine. I'm going to go towards independence, towards sovereignty, you know, and however lonely it is, however isolating it is, it's just like, you know, it's temporary. Gotta remember that. Everything's temporary. And it, you know, and things hurt. It hurts when, you know, you, especially like as a mom, you know, I thought, I don't know, I think I thought automatically it would happen, that I would have a kid that was like me, that would want to be interested in things I was interested in, and would want to talk to me. I have the one daughter who, she talks about psychology with me, but hers is all based on Western med, and mine's all based on spirituality, and it's very different approaches. It's a different way of looking at things. And nobody, well, the one daughter, she's a super spirit. The other ones, I don't know what they are. They believe that there's ghosts. Nobody understands life on a spiritual perspective, purpose and what we're doing here and why we're here and why it matters and what you're trying to learn and what you're trying to do and what you're trying to become, and it all has significance. So, and then to not be seen so much, to be sit there and told, you just believe whatever. When I'm sitting here constantly on my channel saying, you have to use discernment. You can't just believe anything anyone tells you. You have to go, and you have to look for crossover. I try to explain to people how to not get caught up in believing everything that you hear. But they don't know anything about like that. They just think, she believes everything she hears. They don't know me at all. That's it. They don't know me at all. They don't know me. They don't see me. They don't want to know me. They don't want to see me. And I don't know why. If it's whatever I did when they were kids that made them hate me or something, I don't know. Is it the programming that just gets people to turn against their kids or parents? I don't know. Is it my, just all these different generations and how they've been taught to not care about other people who disagree with them? I don't know. It's probably, a whole bunch of things. And I think and I've thought this for a long time, and I know I've dropped this nugget many times, but I think that the awakening part for them is going to be a big part about me. I think I play a big role in what they need to see about themselves, of how they look at me, how they've treated me, how I think there's something to it. And so we'll see how it plays out. I'm usually right. I don't just make this stuff up. I'm shown things. I see things. And so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But, no matter, and, they may do a lot of healing, and all of a sudden they realize, but the conversation is going to be different. We're not going to always be talking about conspiracy theories. Things are going to be, right now we're at this point of the awakening, and everything that is awake is called a conspiracy theory. So, once everybody's awake, it's not going to be that anymore. It's just going to be the facts. So, and, I don't know, what the conversations are going to be about. I think it's a dead end to sit there and keep going over it and over it and over it. Like, you got to leave the past behind. But they definitely, they're going to have things that they're going to see, and then I'm sure that's going to change our relationship for the future, and we'll, I'm sure, get along fine. But in this part of breaking free to independence, I've definitely reached that point of breaking free from my kids. And there's just like a lot of things where I look at them as just being like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what? So, just the oblivion part of oblivious to what's happening in the world, or very limited interest, and I think I've said the whole time, I've thought that was going to backfire on people. And I tried to lessen the blow for my kids, and it just backfired on me. So now it's like, you just deal with your shit then. Deal with your shit. Whatever goes down, deal with your shit. That power comes back on, we'll see who's still alive, and we'll talk then. Like, I'm over it, man. Seriously. It's just like, if we're going in two separate places, then, see you in the next one. Just like, I'm just so fucking over it. I'm so fucking, and I'm not going to go and move somewhere where I'm not appreciated. I'm going to go out. I don't think I'm going to be just in one place all the time. That's one thing I've been told for fucking years now. That I'm going to be traveling a lot. You're going to be traveling a lot. You're going to be going and helping people and all sorts of stuff. So I think when the shit goes down and the lights come on and everybody's a big fucking mess, that people like me who have been out here trying to help people and healing and stuff like that, that we're going to have a role to play. Like I've said, and like they've shown me a bunch of times, it's like we're very outnumbered. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that has been building up in my life, that they've been preparing me, you know, like, oh, you're exhausted today? Okay, well, it's going to be a lot more than this. So, you know, let's see how you do tomorrow when we load on 10 more tons. And the next day, let's load on some more. And I think that that's like they're preparing me to be able to carry a big load and not be burdened, and to be able to be around a lot of people in crises, which she's doing so good. So fucking good. And how do you think? Books, self-help books. I'm telling you, if you've got any things, you just start reading. Find your diagnoses. Find the things that you've got wrong. You know, you got anger issues. You've got codependent issues. You've got, you know, you're a people pleaser. There's all sorts of books out there you can go and read. And you don't need a counselor to sit there and talk you through it. You've got the counselor inside. You just start reading and it just pops out there. And will help you through it. It will bring back memories. It will help you go through it. You just start reading self-help books. And, you know, I guess the person who reads so much fiction maybe should have done a little of that. We'll see. We'll see when the lights come on. We'll see how you're affected. Yeah, because big egos are going to feel an impact, a big impact. And arrogance is, you know, it's going to backfire. And I'm not going to, I mean, the people who I've been sitting there trying to talk to through this, I'm not going to be there to rescue them. I mean, I've already been pushed out by them. And I'm not going to be out rescuing anybody, but, you know, I can go around and talk to people and help them to see things, I guess. I'm not sure how I'm going to be used. I'm just told all the time that it's going to be very outnumbered and that I'm going to be traveling a lot and I'm going to be helping people. And it's something with spirituality. So those are the things that I'm watching for. And it's all, you know, for years and years and years, I've been told that this is when it's going to go down. When this shift that happens, that's going to make this shift in my life. And so, you know, I don't know. That's why I said, you know, I'll be honest when stuff goes. You know, maybe I've reached my peak. Maybe this is it. Maybe my reach of, you know, 100 people a day or something is it. And I help those people. I mean, some people, I mean, there's some videos where I've gotten a couple thousand views. I think like 1,800 views on one. One's got 800. There's one that I think has 1,200 or something. There's a few videos where I've probably impacted a bunch of people. And then one thing too is that they show is for every one person that you affect, that it affects like 1,000 more people, because of, it's like that Clairol shampoo commercial, and they told one person, and then they told one person, and all of a sudden the screen's full. It's because, you know, I tell one person, then they tell one person, and then it just keeps multiplying and multiplying. So whatever energy I'm putting out just multiplies through every single person it impacts. So it's a wave that begins to erupt. And so the wave's already going, you know, and I don't know, you know, to me, they're showing that it's going to be a tsunami once this stuff goes, it's going to be a tsunami of light come in. And I'm going to be a part of that tsunami of light. And I don't, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. I mean, I definitely put my energy towards the positive. I definitely believe them. I do what they say. I get up every day and do what I'm supposed to do. And and I spend my day going into comments and talking to people. Right now on TikTok, my whole notifications is just a comment I made on somebody else's video. I guess there's 1 or 2 a day that see one of my videos. And I think they're old videos too, not even new ones. So I don't know. It's a hard thing. It's like a hard trust fall when you're so censored and you're held back so much to keep thinking like everything's going to flip and go the other direction. But, I've been putting this energy, and it just keeps hitting a wall. And then you see people putting out this other toxic energy, and it's just free flowing. But they've definitely told me that is going to be a big backfire, a big exposing of a lot of people, a lot of humility, a lot of humiliation. And I see that happening all the time. Like, I definitely see that going. And people being called out, all sorts of things going on. So the people with the biggest platforms right now, it's like they're going to just backfire. I mean, there could be some. It's all going to be based on some kind of energy. It's the energy. It's like these 2 energies. And if you're in the one energy, it's going to go forward. But if you're in the other energy, it's going to blow up. Because the dark energy is going to blow. And the light energy is going to take off like a tsunami. And so that's, if you're trying to decide in which direction you're going to go, it's all based on that energy. It's when it flips. And right now we're in such a stagnation of the dark energy holding the light. But the light's coming on is going to blow everything. And it all works together. It all is such a perfect fit of how this is all going to work together. Even though as we're going through it, we can sit here, confirmation, we can sit here and go through it and think, well, we could do it this way. This would be better if we did it this. If they just did this would, we can try and figure it out the whole way through, but it's already set. It's already set, we're just watching the replay of what's already happened. It's already written. So now we're just in the replay. So we don't have any control. It's going to play out how it's going to play out. But the energy is going to shift. And all these coordinated events are going to bring the lights on. It's going to, no more darkness. And it's going to be very micro, macro. It's going to be on all levels. It's going to be from the physical on out. Just like what he's saying, like Congress won't be able to vote anymore. There's already going to be all these arrests. But they're saying that there's going to be some stuff that's going to be so bad that there's going to be officers who are just going to drop their stuff and walk away. This is going to really show what side you're on, what side you're playing with. Are you in the dark energy or the light energy? And so that's going to be, and the way to stay on the light energy is to process the dark. And, the love and light people, they don't even want you to look at it. They don't want you to see your real feelings. They don't want you to understand yourself at the core. You just pretend like everything's good. So they're not doing the work. So they're going to be impacted. There's going to be a lot of big impacts that are going to happen. Yeah, I think it's going to be very clear here soon who's been doing the work and who hasn't. And it is a big part. You face your dark sides. You accept your dark sides. You learn to love your dark sides. You can't be in denial and hiding from yourself, because then you're not healing. And it's not to say, like your dark side is like good or perfect or something, but you have to learn to appreciate and understand and accept your dark side. And, that's how you find your balance, because the dark's in there, and denying it's in there is just makes you weak. It makes you only see half the story. You got to see the whole story. And the whole story's out there. Everybody's got the story out there. Just nobody seems to want to look. They're happy with just what they got. Happy with just limited information. Don't want to look into much. So, anyways, this is a rant and stuff, but I've definitely have set my boundaries. I'm definitely not going to go and hang out with people that, I'm odd man out, and I'm the one who needs to always be quiet. I'm done with that energy. They can all have their group, and they can all talk about what they want, and they don't need me to be there at all. Because me, myself, and I matter to me, myself, and I. And how I feel about things matters to me, myself, and I. And I am tired of being discounted, overlooked, and laughed at, and ridiculed, I'm just over it. So, I don't even know. I'm sure I'll just probably be still swimming in this pool, trying to keep myself out of the fucking darkness of this murky waters throughout the day. But you still got to go through it. You got to process. You can't just, look the other way because you don't want to see. You don't want to feel the pain, so you look the other way. You got to process. You got to go through. And so anyways, but I do think that everything is close. I do think like this is probably the weekend where shit's going to go down. I mean, the messages coming out from Trump and them, and Congress is going to be arrested if the banks aren't compliant with this number. They're no longer bank. So that would be Monday where people will see that. It can be this weekend. Like, I don't know. Probably I would think it would be Sunday that the number goes in effect, but it could be Saturday, and then people's cards won't work, and then they have to go all weekend, no money. You got people out on bridges, probably sleeping and shit. The homeless people are all fucking in crates or something. And the, SJWs are out there, fighting the real fight. And the instigators are out there, instigating hell and taking down cities. And there's all sorts of fights. Like, if you see any kind of footage of these different marches and stuff, like, they're starting shit with people in this, blocking off the roads and not letting people pass. That was in Seattle. It's in San Francisco. I'm sure it's in all over because the instigators have a plan. They're supposed to go and do that. And then the blind followers just follow along and do whatever, And they just feel like they're making social justice. They're the warriors there. They're making the difference. It's like the difference is made in peace. And, everybody going and doing their own healing. But this is like the purge. It's like all this dark energy has to leave. So, and then the people who don't leave from it will be impacted by what they've seen and stuff. So this weekend will probably be hairy. And they're censoring so much stuff. I don't even know if we would know everything that's going on. So I would think there's going to be some fucking shit over this weekend at different protests and stuff. Especially because the bank thing, we still have all these explosives that haven't gone off. If this is going to be the time. And then, where they're saying that Congress has no power and they're already making arrests of doctors and shit. So everything is leading to, everything is leading us to this pinnacle time, no matter what. Even if it doesn't happen this weekend. It just keeps building the tension. That's what blows my mind. Anything I say is like, you guys, this keeps going. You guys think because it hadn't happened yet. Like, this just keeps going, and it just builds. This is getting worse. Like, but, you can't get people to see what they can't see. You can't get people to understand what they don't understand. And, at some point, we just got to let it go. Even when it's your kids, even when it's your grandkids, you just gotta let it go. You're on your own. Good luck to ya. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I gotta get out of the thought that these are my kids. These are somebody I need to take care of. No, these are individual souls. And they've made it quite clear. They're individual souls and they're living their individual lives. They go out and look into what they want to look into. They know the things they want to know. So, okay, got it. And I'm going to go find my group. You know, I'm going to go find where I belong in this world. Because I know it's not in a group of people who just ridicule me and don't see me and don't appreciate me unless I'm doing something for them. It's like, okay. Okay. So, anyways, that's my day. That's how my day will go. So, probably the power won't go out today. It'll go tomorrow if they're going to really do the launch tomorrow. And who knows if then they're going to say, well, no, we'll do it Sunday. If they keep doing that, it's because they're trying to get more attention, more people talking about it. But the censorship's so high that, you know, we can't even barely talk. So I still think he's going to launch it this weekend. We'll see. And I still think they're going to make a whole big giant thing. It's going to set the power out. And when the power comes back on, which they could just leave it off 1 or 2 days, and it will create utter chaos. And then when it comes back on and they start doing some kind of alert telling us something, you know, then we'll know everything's changing. And we still have, like, you know, where they were saying they wanted us all to be into the redemption centers by the end of the month. You know, maybe that's what all these really IRS people are for. All the people that they hired were for redemption centers to get us to go in. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, it's still possible, I guess, that we could all be in the redemption centers before the end of the month if they did it this weekend. So we'll see. Just no matter what, no matter if it goes through another weekend, don't get like my kids and just be like, oh my God, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's happened. Nothing's going to happen. It's like, well, if you were paying attention in the world, you would see stuff is happening nonstop every day. And it's all leading us to the same place I've been saying the whole motherfucking time. So, anyways, we'll get through this day and we'll start the next one. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.